Hello! Buckle up, Buttercup, because we got a doozy today. We've got World Loop, Team Escape, Need for Speed World, Spark Server, and it is 210,000 feet. For reference, the last one I did was 90,000 feet, so this is over double that, and that one, how long did it take? 8 minutes? So this is going to be a bit hefty. We are going to be going at this for quite some time, so settle in, settle down, and, oh, and as a side note, I really need to pee. So that's going to make this a lot more difficult to concentrate on and do successfully and not be terrible. Talking of being terrible, I have something to address. So my last video, I talked about strawberry preserves and how much I hate them. I recant that 100%, and basically at the insistence of my wife, who this very morning taught me that I am a big dumb. Why am I a big dumb? Because I didn't know how to spread it right. So, again, just for context, if anyone is not aware, I spent a lot of the time in my last video talking about how much I hate strawberry preserves because, gosh, these rhinos are getting annoying already. Because in my opinion, they're too hard to spread compared to regular jelly. It seems unnecessary. The texture is weirdly chunky compared to just normal, good old-fashioned strawberry jelly. Why would you get strawberry preserves? Well, I'm used to spreading things with a knife. That seems normal to me. Normally you spread butter with a butter knife. Wow, there's a thought. Little did I know, the secret with strawberry preserves, or other fruit preserves, I'm just using strawberry as my example, is use a spoon. And the reason you use a spoon is you scoop with the spoon, drop the preserves onto your, let's say, toast, and then flip the spoon upside down and use the back of the spoon to smush the preserves into the toast. And my wife mentioned this. I didn't believe her. I asked her to demonstrate because I thought it sounded like garbage, and sure enough, it works just as easy as jelly, and then I tried it, and yeah, in the space of 24 hours, I'm completely taking back everything horrible I said about strawberry preserves and how I hate them and they're awful, because they taste the same, and now I've figured out the wonderful secret known as a spoon. We don't have that problem anymore, or at least I don't. So anyway, I hope that my strawberry preserves saga has is rightfully set straight and set in place. Something else I'm going to talk about, I'm using the same Mustang from last time, a Shelby GT500, the 2020 model year. In this game, obviously, that's the one it has. Oh, I'm starting to fall in love with it. I love it. In this game, its engine noise is great. I will admit, I took a brief detour on my own time before recording this to go play around in Forza Horizon 4. Not 5. 5 isn't out yet. I made that mistake a couple days ago. Anyway, in Forza Horizon 4, which is out at this exact moment of speaking, and not 5, this exact car is present in it. And I didn't have to, like, replicate this, my favorite color, this Grabber Lime, I think it's called, because it's actually a preset in that game, but the stripes are not. So I had to dig around through some preset, like, designs people had shared and grab one that has these stripes on it, the racing stripes, which I've also learned when I was researching this car, just because as I've said, I've actually sort of, for car taste's sake, just started falling in love with this exact example, this model year, this kind of Mustang. I just love it. It's aggressive looking, it's fast, it's sort of, it just looks angry, and I like that in a car. Anyway, that kind of got me off track. So those stripes, the racing stripes, are a option from when, like, you're buying it, ordering it, however you're getting a hold of it. If you're custom, I don't quite get how that works with, like, custom ordering a car or, like, the stripes, but the stripes are, on paper, a $10,000 option for the racing stripes. And you know what? 100% worth it. This car looks fine without it. And I'm not normally one for sort of corny, stereotypical racing stripes, but it's perfect on this car. I adore it. Anyway, yeah, $10,000 to have them paint some fancy stripes on it, but gosh, if I had the money, I'd do it. No questions asked. I love it. So anyway, like I said, I was playing around in Forza Horizon 4. This car is in it. I just ran over some spikes. Let's fix that. Oh, this car looks so beautiful. This game, it's great. Forza Horizon 4, obviously, you get like the cockpit view, and it looks nearly lifelike if you're not paying too much attention. And oh, the outside view of it, every angle of this car is amazing. I even have it like I took a screenshot in Forza Horizon 4 of the Shelby GT500, shared it on Reddit, made it my wallpaper. I love it so much. It's just perfect. I don't have like a huge defense for it. It's just gorgeous. The other thing, I maybe like developing a strangely specific affinity for Mustangs generally. And I kind of had that idea tucked away in the back of my head for quite some time, but like in a closeted way that I wasn't really going to admit. 'Cause I think I've said before, I'm not stereotypically a muscle car fan. I had my whole little escapade with not doing so hot with the Corvettes in those couple of team escapes. That was Camden and Route 55. Those videos are tucked away in the background somewhere on my channel, but yeah, that was a problem. And I talked about how I was starting to like some of the Corvettes and everything else. That kind of came and went. But this is something else. So okay, instead of just though constantly going on about this one exact Mustang, to elaborate a little further and stretch the stretch it a little bit. The Ford Mustang Boss 302, the 1969 version, it's also in this game. And then I subsequently found out is also in Forza Horizon 4. I already owned it. I just didn't have the care for it, but I have it in this game. I might use it in an up-and-coming race video. We'll see about that. And similarly to this, it's got like its factory decals with like the side stripes, you know, that kind of, I don't even know how to explain how they look, but they fit the door really well. The trunk lid, I think, is like painted black, as well as the gap between the tail lights. That area is like some sort of satin or matte black finish. I just love it. Again, I'm sort of just rambling about my random taste when it comes to these cars, but I don't know. It's just, even compared to like Camaros and Dodge, you know, Challenger, Charger, blah blah blah, the old ones, the new ones, I'm not even going to broach the whole topic of that electric Mustang. We're just not going to talk about that. No, I'm not. Nope. So much nope. I'm not doing that. I accidentally just referenced very, very blatantly some other YouTubeist from current and the past. I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, so back to the Ford Mustang Boss 302, the 1969 version. I was playing around with the little design on the back because the trunk area surrounding the taillights. Again, so I like researching, you know, cars in real life, photos of real examples to neaten up the design of how games render them. In Need for Speed World, there is a little stripe that runs around the taillights. And the way it sits, default, is just really wrong. It glitches across one of the body panels on both sides. It's just, it's wrong. But I found a simple way to edit it and just kind of expand the size of it a bit. And the whole segment between the taillights, not enough of it's painted black in Need for Speed World, so I neatened that up and made it look better. You'll see all of this, I hope and think, in like a C-Class race video whenever I get to that, because that's what I have it set to right now. C-Class, you know, 499 performance rating. It's a gorgeous blue that I replicated off of one of the real-world paint options. Funnily enough, this is Grabber Lime. I'm like 70% sure the paint color I was replicating, if I remember, was like Grabber, some sort of blue color. What is Grabber? Why does Ford keep doing that? What is it with Mustangs and being Grabber something? If you know, tell me. If you don't, you know. And even if you do know and you don't want to tell me, okay, don't. Anyway, I just found that amusing, but oh, that blue color looks really good on that Boss 302, the 1969 one. I've been enjoying racing around in that a little bit in Need for Speed World, some in Forza Horizon 4, because that had it. That was another fun thing, too. So, like, again, I just love looking at photos of real cars and making little edits in games so that it's represented better. I've noticed with the 1969, the Boss 302, that the wheels, and I don't know if this is like people restoring them, you know, those cars differently, or if it was a factory option or something, the stock wheels either seem to, in some photos of some cars, be all very chromed out, very, very shiny silver, all the way from top to bottom, the whole thing, the wheel. And in others, and this seems to be more consistent, without looking at it, I don't really know how to explain it too well, but like the sort of standing out spokes of the metal are silver, and then the sort of receded part of the metal between the spokes is black. And I can't, and maybe I haven't looked hard enough, that's probably it, but I can't seem to quite see a reference to why there's a difference, or if maybe people are restoring them and not doing as accurate of a job. Some of them, used to be chrome, but it looks like the general consensus is that it usually has that little black segment between the spokes. That was actually a preset thing you could do in Forza Horizon 4. So the paint options for the wheels are broken down into segments, and you could purposely paint that middle section black, even though that's not how it comes stock. So if you dig around through the paint options, you could, neaten that detail up nice and easy. So I thought that was fun. That's my weird little niche sort of sub-hobby of playing racing games and games involving cars, of doing that. So I've been enjoying playing around with newer Mustangs like this, older ones. I have been talking a lot about Forza Horizon 4. In one hand, I'd almost want to consider making videos for it, but also that feels really outdated and unfortunate timing, because 5 is just coming out, and I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm going to buy it. At least not right now. I've noticed a stunningly predictable habit of not jumping on the hype train and sinking my teeth into a game right as it comes out. In fact, I really don't remember a time. I've played plenty of different games. I don't just do racing games. I like doing lots of other things too. I'll get back to if I can think of some examples. I'll just say them now. Like, off the top of my head, thinking about my Steam library, I've always loved Terraria. That's old. 2012 or something like that. I've gone back to that, played it through 7, 8, 9 times. And then, like, completely other random things, like PC Building Simulator. Ugh. That's very, like, sort of... I think it's just kind of relaxing and therapeutic to sit down. It has a career mode, you design computers you're selling to people, and it actually, I know it's just a simulator game, so it obviously has its limits, but it did help introduce me to some core concepts when it came to working on computers and, well, changing out components, and it was effective enough that it gave me the confidence to buy some, better components for my computer and start slowly changing stuff out. Obviously, I did third-party research. I didn't just go off of what PC Building Simulator taught me, but it definitely, because it's, a 3D rendered showing you kind of how it works, minus some of the difficulties and quirks of changing out PC parts, it gave me that little boost of confidence to, I think shortly after I got it, I ended up buying an upgraded graphics card, and then since, I've basically completely renovated my computer from how it came from the place. I did get a pre-built for anyone that's interested. It's like a CyberPower this and that. But since I got it, it's basically the only thing that's the same is the case. Everything else inside is different, and it looks real pretty and nice, so who knows, maybe someday, I ain't promising anything, but maybe someday if anyone's interested, I could make a little video showing off the computer itself, just what I'm recording my videos with. I think that's a concept. Eventually people that stream enough or record enough and get any traction seem to, here's my setup, here's where I do all of this. That's all about to change though, because I'm moving, and I've referenced that in the previous video, and just like I said on that, I'm not going to say anything more about it. Which sounds kind of sketchy, but I don't know. It's not. It's a boring detail. I'm moving from place to place. Anyway, kind of having a brain fart. So what have we talked about? Ford Mustangs, me sort of developing a slight obsession with them generally. Newer ones, older ones. Oh, my computer. I was talking about different games I'm interested in and have played in the past. So, if you dig through my channel, I clearly was a Team Fortress 2 player, because I have some videos on that from like 7 years ago, as of the date of I'm recording right now. What else? What else have I flip-flopped between? Oh, so recently, I've been playing the expansion pack, Nintendo 64 Switch Online expansion thingy. I said that really bad. And I almost feel guilty for that because it's had such negative reception due to its pricing and some other, flaws, but I don't know. I'm not a very... I don't like hyping about being negative at something. I'm just not about that. I've been enjoying it. It's been worth the money to me. I'm playing games that, I either have in the past and some that I haven't, and I'm enjoying it. There's not even a huge selection on it. It's fairly limited right now. I'm sure there'll add more in the future, but I've been having fun with it. It's nice. So there's that. I've been playing through that, like Ocarina of Time, which I've played in various ways throughout the past, like on the Wii Virtual Console, the 3DS remake, I had that and played that through and through. So, stuff like that. Mario Kart 64, which I'd never played before in my life. I just got through a bunch of, unlocking gold cups and getting the extra mode or mirrored mode or whatever. So that's been fun. What else have I played through before? Not even, not recording. Obviously, I've only done Need for Speed World and Team Fortress for recording, but I don't know. If I randomly think of something else, I'll jump in with that. But I have a fairly broad taste of just random games that pique my interest. I have always had a strong affinity for racing and car games. Need for Speed World. I played Carbon on the Wii when I was 10. I think I've played pretty much all of the newer Need for Speeds, all of the Frostbite engine ones, Need for Speed Rivals all the way through Heat. They were good. They were fine. Again, I'm not a super picky person. I get that for some reason the normal modern Need for Speed fan base seems to be very, very negative most of the time. I'm just not about that. I can't be bothered to focus on negative that long. I've enjoyed those games. No, they're not perfect. They have their flaws and limits and everything, but they've still been worth the money to me, and I've enjoyed them and all of that. So, yeah. I'm going to just try to think. Let's see if I can figure out anything else I've played in my past. I'm really having trouble suddenly. Maybe I should focus for a split second on the actual game I'm playing right now. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm looking out my window right now and someone's towing a giant trailer along through a parking lot I live near. That's weird. Anyway, that was a silly diversion. Gosh darn it, what else do I play, people? Remind me. Go back in time, and while I'm sitting here recording, remind me of other things that I generally play. I don't know. I basically just cut my time between a variety of PC gaming things and then Nintendo stuff. That's always been, my way. I really like Super Mario Galaxy. I have that on, what am I trying to say? That, Mario 35th or whatever year anniversary, the 3D All-Stars collection. I played through Mario Galaxy on that again, having done it, when it was actually out on the Wii before, and that was always a great game. I loved that one. Very comfortable, cozy game. I will say this. I'm going to weigh in with something just because, and it might be fairly apparent because of both the way I record and the fact that I never do multiplayer particularly. Can I not be upside down? Thank you. That was silly. Anyway, I'm not a very competitive person. I'm really not, especially when it comes to things like games. Most often, I'd rather just do the easier, comfortabler, cozier single-player versions of things than really get all feisty and fighty about winning or losing in multiplayer. I don't know. I'm not, super antisocial and hate playing with other people. That's not true. I'll, get a friend online and, just play games that way. But even then, I'd usually rather do something that's cooperative. That's why I went to Terraria before. I had a friend way back when, and we played through that game multiple times, just doing the whole thing start to finish. All the bosses, all the this and that, and just having a ton of fun, cooperatively. I don't know. I'm not against doing competitive stuff at all, but it's never just been my cup of tea. I'd rather just enjoy the experience, what's actually happening in the game rather than focusing on, I'm winning or losing compared to whoever. Again, this is a multiplayer game. You could play with other people and race against them, but I don't know. I'm just that way. Anyway, we're about to cross the finish line. I have rambled about every single topic in the entire history of anything ever known to man. That's a fact. Don't fight it. and I have no idea what will be coming after this, but there will be something. Goodbye.